How's it going? Had a little bit of time here from work, so I'm just come down to do a little fishing here where you can kind of see where our creek runs in, and then we have a nice little sandbar that drops off into some deeper water. Usually there's smallies here this time of year, maybe a few walleye, catfish definitely. A lot of people catfish this area as well on Des Moines River. We're gonna make a few casts, see if we can catch anything, and then I'll give you the fishing report after that. Pretty slow from the way it sounds, but we'll give it a try and go from there. See you soon. Caught one. I think I've kind of figured out the trick. I'm gonna get this smallmouth off. Not very big, but at least they're biting. Okay, I started to pick up a few smallies, 2 or 3, nothing big, just small, but it was fun all the less. They fight really good. Any of those fishermen that have caught smallmouth before knows they're a very good fighting fish. What happened when I first came, I was standing around the edge of the sandbar. I probably should have known that was not the thing to do. So what I did when I started catching them is I actually backed up 10 feet from where the drop off is, where that kind of mud line is. And you can see it right here, all through here, and then it just drops off into a little deeper water, but still pretty clear. So I'll guarantee you those fish will see me standing here. The pressure is really heavy in this area. So what you want to do is just stand back a little bit and make the cast into deeper water. It's going to help not spook the fish and make your success rate that much better. So I hope that helps you out. I know a lot of people know about that, but if you don't, it's a really good trick. Try it out. So another thing too, when you're fishing, don't just stick with one bait. I switched over this paddle tail here, which I was catching everything on. That's, I think, my 3rd change. Don't be stuck on one bait. Try different colors. Try to match the hatch. Try to match the forage. Why I kind of went to this, I did see a lot of forage fish swimming in these shallows right on the edge of this drop off. And that tells me that there's something either pushing them up into here, making them a little safer in shallower water. That being said, I tried to match up the bait with the forage fish. You know, trout fishermen always say match the hatch. So that's what I did, and that's when I started catching some. So always give that a try. Okay, folks, here's one of my pet peeves. If you're at the river and you find garbage, please pick it up. It's just the right thing to do, especially when you have something like this. So right here, we're gonna pick this up. Well, somebody left a half of their scissors. That could really hurt somebody if they didn't see it and stepping on it. So just make sure you pick that stuff up. We don't want to leave garbage out here in the river. So if you have a chance, there's any little garbage lying around, when you're done, make sure you pick it up. Leave it better than you found it. For our kids, their kids, and their kids' kids. It's just a very common, decent thing to do. So we're gonna grab this. Folks, I'm all for having a fire on the riverside. It's a great way to take your kids out, your friends, anybody. But this isn't a burn pile. Come on, folks. We gotta be better than that. It's ridiculous. You wanna have good fishing, I don't think this needs to be in the water. So you seen we picked up that little half of a scissor. We went ahead and picked up the rest of the crap in this area right around here and show you what I gathered up in just 5 minutes. Again, people, let's be better than this. Let's pick up our shit, keep this river as clean as possible. There's no reason not to. I mean, I don't think most of you do it at your house. Why do it here? So would I like to fish a little longer? Yes, but I think it's worth taking 5-10 minutes to pick up all this crap. This is what I picked up in 5-10 minutes in just, you know, 100 feet, if that. All right, folks, that wraps up my lunch hour of fishing. Again, did pick up a few smallmouths, but here and around the state, we talked to 3 or 4 bait shops this week, and it's pretty much par for the course. The bite has slowed. That's not gonna last long. I'm seeing 50s for lows next week. I think the highs are still in the 70s, low 80s, but that's gonna drop that water temp down and start the fall bite, I think, or at least get it going. But we're getting close to the fall bite, but it's always a good time to get out if you can. All right, Sportsman Unlimited in the Waukon area. Par for the course, bite is slowed. Catch a few catfish, a few panfish. That's about it. We appreciate the honesty from you folks, and make sure if you're into the Waukon area that you get in and talk to Sportsman Unlimited as well. Got a lot of stuff there, and they can take care of what you need. So not much going on in the Waukon area, but they are catching a few catfish and a few panfish. All right, Hollander Outdoors Steamboat Rock said fishing has slowed greatly. They are catching some fish. Sounds like some walleyes at Pine Lake, catfish on the river at Iowa Falls. So they are catching some fish. Night, mornings will be the best. But if you get a real nice day, especially like it is now, I'm fishing, it's probably 70 degrees. You got a good chance. Find some shaded areas. But that's the Hollander Bait Shop, and we appreciate that report from them. So Crazy Minnow in Clear Lake. This is a report from pretty much everybody. Fishing just slowed greatly. No single fish that's biting over another. He did make a very good point. Right now is peak forage season for the fish, so they have plenty to eat, especially in the rivers. and even in the lakes as well. So the bite has slowed. I'm not saying you can't catch them, you can, but fall's just around the corner. What I would do here is, it looks like 50s for the next week. It's going to cool the water even more, and you can get out, start throwing some bigger baits, especially that September time frame. You know, it's got to pick up, and it will. We've kind of been preaching this for the last few weeks. Catfish, 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 with a few walleye sprinkled in and panfish. So I appreciate the report from Crazy Minnow. Great guy, knows his stuff. If you get in that Clear Lake area, make sure you stop in, patronize him, and pick his brain, because he knows what's going on in that area. All right, we got Oakland Bait and Tackle in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Hey, guess what? Not much fish are biting. River's falling. They said the bite is slowed. Before the river was falling, actual dip baits and stink baits were working the best. So if you have some time to get out, the bite's slow, but there's still always that opportunity to catch something. But make sure, again, and I tell this about all these folks, these hunting and fishing shops, if you get around their area, make sure you stop in, patronize them, pick their brains. Competing against the big boys, it's really hard. So make sure you patronize these folks and give them some business and pick their brain. And that'll kind of wrap it up for this week's fishing report from around the state. Today, like I said, I was out here fishing in the Des Moines River. I caught a few smallies, nothing big, just small, but it's fun to catch something. All right, this is kind of what I've been waiting for. Hunting season is close. All you duck hunters, pheasant hunters, bow hunters, it's just around the corner. Got down last week, you know, and I told you I put up camera. I'm seeing a lot of deer movement, but mainly it's early morning, and I mean early morning, 6 or before, or at night from 9 o'clock till 1 o'clock. Pretty par for the course this time of year. You do see some of those bigger bucks come out in their summer patterns, though, in some of those fields during daylight hours. So it's a good time to scout. If you can, hopefully you have all your stuff done as far as your tree trimming, your stand placements, checking on your last year's stands, and don't interrupt that area as much as you can. There's no reason to educate them, especially now. So hunting season is just around the corner. Look forward to that starting. We'll have some videos here. We'll play for you after this just to get the blood flowing. That was given to me by Bryson Oponde. He does some video himself. He's got some really cool little snippets for us, and we'll check that out.
I don't like that shot. Bah, bah.
Did you get it?
Oh yeah, she's smoked. She'll go down right there. Boom.
Good job, Bubba. Woohoo! That was good.
Hey, we're at Target Trafficking in Story City. Come with us and shoot a couple targets.
10 out of 10. We'll do it again.
Well, I didn't start it and I'm already halfway.
All right, I was at the state fair, kind of promoted that a little bit last week. Took Cade Panic down. He works with Twin Rivers Media for American Cattlemen, another one of our publications. He's kind of our online presence. Really fun to hang around with, but we did some, I guess I call it guerrilla recording. I'll show you a little bit of what we got, who we talked to. We have some customers in the Varied Industries building that you should stop in and see if you're around. Stopped in the DNR building, of course we hit all the barns and everything like that, and filled our guts with food we probably didn't need to eat. So we can take a peek at that. Stay tuned. I didn't know this is a native species, but I guess we're keeping records of it now. Look at the size of that thing. Down here at the Iowa State Fair, DNR building, we're gonna check out some fish, check out the poaching trailer. Why don't you come in here and check it out with us?
Fish tank at the Iowa State Fair is 100 years old this year. It was built in 1926, and it was built before this DNR building was built.
So we're inside the Iowa DNR building. checking out the poaching trailer. We got the nice trumpeter swan that somebody poached and their dumbass thought they'd get away with it. Check out some of these furs they got, which is really cool, especially those kids that live in town that don't get the opportunity to check this stuff out all the time. Kind of introduces them in the outdoors, which is fantastic. Yeah, I guess everybody's got to have a wish list sometime. All right, I'm here at Ironclad Solutions with Heather. We dropped off a few Iowa Sportsman publications, but make sure if you get a chance, come in and check out their tornado shelter and their gun safe. It's really freaking awesome. Midwest Land Group dropped off a few Iowa Sportsman publications. Make sure you stop in and pick one up, and make sure you all stop in and check out what these guys have for sale. They got some great hunting land, they got some recreational land, farming ground. You got everything you need, so make sure you stop in the Buried Industries building and check this out. All right, that wraps it up for this week's hunting and fishing report, and I need to get back to work. So I appreciate you following, liking, sharing, and viewing this. Make sure you share it with your friends, family, trying to build this up like I tell you every week. We appreciate everybody that follows, likes, and shares. And again, thanks to everybody who donated some video to us or some information for the fishing. It's greatly appreciated. And one new thing is we're going to be releasing this hunting and fishing report at the beginning of the week so you can make plans coordinated with anything that's going on. So make sure, follow us if you can. Appreciate everything you folks do, and stay tuned for the Iowa Hunting and Fishing Report next week.
It's the Iowa Hunting and Fishing Report.